What's good evening? Blessings to
What's
everyone.
how you doing?
Welcome to tonight's edition of Open Topics with Don Armando, the martial arts edition. I am your co-host, Renshi PK, also known as PK Darkness, also known as the Street Chaplain. The host is my brother Don Armando. Present yourself, my brother.
Yeah, I'm Don Armando, the host of Open Topics with Don Armando, the martial arts edition. This is a martial arts safe space for anybody and everybody to express their views about the martial arts. So, we're just getting it tonight. Sorry, even though there was a delay and such, but it's been happening. So how you doing tonight, Pete?
We are good, live, and full of energy. I did not go to the dojo today, so I am not beat up, tired, exhausted, and yeah. No, not saying that it's a good day that I didn't go. I'm just saying it's a good day that I have all this energy because I didn't go.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, it just rained a little bit today. I was just cleaning the crib. Cat was trying to run after me and stuff like that, but other than that, it was all good.
The cat was trying to run after you? The dog heard your voice.
Yeah. Like whenever I cook
I'm sleeping.
or
Relax.
heat up food. That what? That's Rogie?
Yeah, that's Tuxedo Dog. She heard you. She heard you talking and started barking. She's wagging her tail like, put it
Oh,
on,
word?
put it
Okay. Rogie.
on. Who's that?
Rogie.
Who's that, mama?
Rogie.
Yeah, she's wagging her tail like,
Rogie.
you can let her
Rogie.
go. You can let her go. Let her get her 15 seconds of fame.
Pretty much.
What does the mirror say? It says, I look like the son of the Almighty. Wonderful.
Amen.
Word. I like, we call it complejo in Spanish. Ese complejo, like,
Yep.
esa vanagloria. I need to make sure that I'd be like, how do I look today? In front of the mirror, I look like the son of the Almighty. Let's go. Because he has made me complete.
Amen.
Just take the collar off.
Yep.
All right. She did it. And it's time for Tuxedo Dog. Come here, mama. Come here. Come here. Right here.
Tuxedo Dog.
Hey. Hello. Hello.
Hey.
Come on. Come up. Come up. Come up. Come. Come. Right here. Right here. Rogie. Oh.
Rogie.
Kiko came. Kiko's here.
Oh, okay. Hey, Kiko.
And Rogie.
Ooh, okay. Rogie.
Rogie. Come.
Rogie.
Come.
Yeah.
Come up. Come up. Come up. Come up. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. That's my husky.
Yeah.
Look.
Yeah. Rogie. Woo. Yeah.
Sometimes I wish she could just stand up on 2 feet and start training sticks with me so that I have someone else to spar with at the house.
Yeah, pretty much.
The rest of the family be scary when it comes to sparring with me. And I'm like, why? I don't ever hit y'all. Like, why are y'all worried about sparring with me? Oh, because we're not gonna win. It's not about winning. The purpose of training is so that the purpose of training is that you learn something, you earn something. That's just like playing chess. I never saw myself as someone losing in chess. I see myself as someone that's learning experience. I'm winning. I'm winning experience. So my levels still keep going up regardless.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm noticing like this box line right here. You're seeing it in the screen? There's a box line right here.
Where my hand is. No, I ain't see that. I see like the windows, but I ain't see the box line.
You see the line? The line right between my fingers, right there.
Yeah.
What is that? Is there like a box here or something?
Nah.
Oh, it's the logo box.
Yeah.
There's a logo. There's like a little logo box there, watermark.
Yeah.
Cool. I thought there was something going on in my lens. I'm like, yo, why is there a line right here?
Yeah.
Well, that's enough of my face. Let's go with more of my voice.
Right.
So, yeah, because Renshi PK is not about face. Renshi PK is about facing the music.
Pretty much.
I like to be at the dojo, man. I like to train. I like to instruct. I like to help people accomplish that confidence that they need to understand that it doesn't matter the outcome of the fight. The fact that they were able to defend themselves is going to mean that the outcome of the fight came out good. The whole purpose of the training is to come out unharmed.
Yep.
So no matter the outcome, if you've gotten good with the training, you're not going to be harmed. So there's nothing to worry about.
Pretty much.
Unless the probability that someone invented a new punch that hasn't been seen in 2,000 years, unless someone invented a new kick that hasn't come out in 2,000 years, no, I think I'm going to be just fine.
Yeah.
Word. You know what?
So
thank God we're talking about martial arts. There's a style of martial art that does kicks that normal traditional systems don't do.
Really?
Yeah, that's Hapkido.
Hapkido, yeah. I've heard of that.
Hapkido has some like 50-something kicks, and we don't use 50-something kicks in traditional karate. Not even in Taekwondo.
Right.
Not even in Capoeira. In Capoeira, it's all about kicking.
Yeah, but Capoeira is more. I mean, from my gist of it, because I've seen documentaries about Capoeira. Capoeira is about deception, right?
Yes.
Because they went up and they had a dance. It's called Malicia.
Yeah.
And the thing is though, it's like your dance is like they dancing and stuff, but the thing is though, is a trick, which is Malicia. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, that's just like ninjutsu, but in the Brazilian form. I was like, interesting.
Yeah, Malicia, not representing malice, but more of a way of saying trickery in Portuguese.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Malicia means trickery. So, and that point of trickery, while you're doing capoeira, you're misdirection. You're giving a lot of misdirection, and you're leading the person to where you're actually going to hit them harder. So you are faking a left when you're about to flip to the right to actually hit a right kick to the body while you're in the air. So it's like, oh, what kind of malicia is that? What type of, or when in Spanish we call it pícaro. Pícaro means to be tricky.
Yep.
Like, tú estás haciendo pícaro, look, you're being tricky. Yeah, it's malicia. You're supposed to be tricky.
Yep.
Okay. There's the light side of capoeira where everything is basic. And then there's the malicia side where, you deceive your opponent to what your next move is going to be.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But Hapkido has these kicks that look like the person is going to kick up because they're chambering kind of high. And then the kick aims mad low. So you're thinking that the person's about to hit you with a high kick, and they're really kicking you in the shin.
Exactly.
They're really kicking you in the knee. And of course, these are things that we practice per se in karate, but we practice it in a way where, okay, look, this is your traditional high kick, but you can vary it and do this, do that, do this. And Hapkido, they just gave it a number.
Wow.
So if you go
I
through,
mean,
yeah,
talking about Hapkido and all the other Korean styles, you know which style that I want to actually see in practice that I've heard of a lot? I've heard of the style called it's called Taekyon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but anybody who's Korean is I could be I could be for correction and everything like that. But they say that the original style of before Taekwondo or anything like that was called Taekyon, and they were saying that a lot of the royal soldiers during the dynasties in Korea learned that martial art. I was like, wow,
so then that's the foundation of Taekwondo.
yeah,
Because remember when we had
Maestro
Os,
Gilberto.
yeah, Oshion Master Twin Karate from San Pedro on, he explained to us that there were five families in Korea that were studying a form of karate, and they all had an individual name only because they were individual people that were running the schools.
Yes,
When they united the five families, the name they came up with was Taekwondo.
Taekwondo.
And so, yeah, Taekwondo definitely has to have some type of originality, way before its uprising. Just because, people don't just make stuff up so easily. You can't just
Mhm.
come up with a different martial art, especially in those times. Now we're in the information age where someone can really sit down in front of YouTube for the next 2 months and come up with a karate system.
So, I mean, you have. I mean, Hollywood could actually come up with the fake martial arts style because remember when we had Seafood George here?
Yeah,
We were talking about a movie, and it was like a movie called Red Brown or something like that, right? So while we was talking about this movie, the guy went up and actually they were talking about a fake Korean martial arts with where they had Joel Gray as a fake Korean martial artist. For this fake Korean martial art, they're supposed to be like you using chi or something. You could go and throw people and stuff like that. It was really entertaining, but it was fake because
the do-
nobody really had martial arts training
the
before
dog
this.
heard you. The dog heard you talking when she was down the hallway,
Hmm.
and came running into the living room and started shaking her head everywhere, looking like, "Where's he
Oh
at? Where's he
wow,
at?" I'm like, "Yo,
wow!
yeah, my dog really wants to see you, just
You
to
know
bark
what?
at you,
You
just to bark at you, like, huh, huh, huh." I'm like,
oh, okay,
"Girl, he gonna
okay.
come and you ain't gonna be so friendly. You being friendly now because you're being social."
All right. I mean, like, I guess I have to come the next time I come to your crib. I have to come in less scary attire.
I don't know about that, bro.
No, no, I'm just saying less authoritarian.
You're a gentle giant, and when she sees people that are super tall like that, she'd be like, "Oh no, they're gonna eat me." That's how animals think, And so, oh no, predator.
Yo, I mean, it depends on the animal because I've interacted with dogs that they just love me,
That's
and
it.
then but then the hot dogs they'll be the ones that they'll be super aggressive. I'm like, okay,
Dachshunds, the hot dogs, they love me.
well,
Now I saw a Dachshund scared one time because I was falling
mm-hmm,
and I was like out of control trying to get my balance while I was in the middle of the air falling.
yeah,
And that movement to that dog at that moment looked animalistic to where they thought that I was going to try to eat them or something,
oh
and they
yeah,
started barking frantically, like scared, like if they saw a ghost. I'm like, man, I'm falling. I
yeah,
ain't trying to eat you.
yeah. I remember one day when I used to work like around Ditmars and everything. There was a
Yeah,
lady that she always walked her dog. Her dog was straight up aggressive until one day, I don't know about the click of the eyes and stuff. I think she'd be like, she realized that I'm good. She went up and just she let me pet her and everything like that. But for the few times that I saw that dog, she was super aggressive. I was like, oh, okay. So
Wow.
whenever I was in the street and I see a dog, I'm like, yo, is she bite? She was like, oh no, she don't. I was like, okay. Or I'm like, yo, she bites. That's it, because that dog is gonna be looking at me. I was like, okay. I remember one day, I kid you not, right? I went up and I saw, and there was like two boys that they had like the pythons on their stuff, right? I was like, yo, I just ran up to them. I was like, yo, let me just have them on my arms. They ran up to me, they were looking at me, they was like, you ain't scared, bro? I was like, no. So I had it up around my arms and everything like that. I was like, yo, how come you're not scared? Well, believe it or not, I killed one, so I'm not afraid of snakes. my
Word.
pops wasn't either. So, guess it runs in the family.
Hey, we don't do scared. Why? We're from San Pedro.
Thank you.
That's gonna be my answer to everything. Oh, but this and this and that. Oh, but why? Because I'm from San Pedro.
Pretty much.
Yeah, we don't do scared. Why? Because I'm from San Pedro. I'm from
I'm
a
like,
place where I'm from a place where you're at a party and a guloya will come with a whip and whip you, and you have to you gotta smile at it and take the pain. Because if they see you crying, they're gonna whip you again, and everybody's gonna make fun of you.
Yeah,
San
pretty
Pedro's
much.
no joke, bro.
Mm-mm.
San Pedro's no joke.
Nope.
They will whip you, and you gotta take it. They'll come with a
Pretty
bejigazo,
much.
which it's a balloon made out of the skin of goats. It's a very
Yep.
rough balloon, and they bonk
Mhm.
you with that balloon, man. It feels like they hit you with a rock, and you gotta smile and
Yeah.
laugh it off. Because if you get mad, you'll get jumped. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? If you start crying, you get hit again.
Yep.
They're not playing.
Yeah.
They is not playing, man.
I know.
Just when you thought it was fun and games, apparently not.
Right.
They'll put your martial arts to the test when they start striking away. You better know how to block, dodge, parry, jump. You get out the way. Don't get hit, because if you get hit, it's gonna hurt. You're gonna get tight.
Yeah. I mean, I see certain people, they're laughing at it. They're laughing at that and everything like that. I was like, thank God I never hit that. I never experienced that. You know what I mean?
Oh man, that thing hurts, bro. I mean, obviously the whip hurts, but the bejigazo, bro, that balloon made out of skin. Ow, bro. You'd figure it
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt so much because it's just a balloon, but it's not just a balloon. It's basically a balloon made out of drum skin.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that's wow, man. It hurts. It hurts. Incorporate that into some martial arts conditioning and forget about it.
Yeah, pretty much. Yo, did you get the thing that I sent you for Cisco?
Yeah, but I thought they did that already.
Nah, apparently they didn't. So I'm thinking maybe I should, maybe I'm not. I don't know yet. But I'm just gonna do whatever I can. So
All I
everybody
know
can.
is that God is going to have control of that court date,
Yep,
and whatever's going to happen there is going to be in God's control. So
that's what I'm
either I
saying.
show up or don't. God's gonna take what he and do what he needs to do,
Hmm.
for real. You know,
Yep.
the persons that are tied up into the conflict of what's going on, you know, God is gonna judge them in a way that everyone's gonna be surprised on that court date.
Yeah.
I'm military, bro. I be thinking sometimes like, yeah, don't be surprised you come to the court date and the person doesn't appear. You're like, oh, what happened? Oh, something happened in their cell. Oh, that's bad.
Right.
And I'm referencing the karma that the people that knocked off Junior got, saying
Yeah.
they got sentenced, and then all of a sudden something happened, and they got sentenced in their cell. And you got to think about it, bro. That's not something like that. Is not something like that per se is not supposed to happen. You know what I'm saying? These people are supposed to be backed up. You know what I'm saying? Representing something that supposedly is strong and powerful, and then all of a sudden, that had to be an inside job. That's the first thing I got. I can. That's the only thing I can think. That had to
Yep.
be a super inside job. Like, yo, bro, you messed up, and yeah,
Yeah.
bye.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, though, those that really wanted justice for Junior didn't really clap to the fact that that happened that way, because now the person doesn't have to pay they don't have to pay their penance on earth. You know what I'm saying? They don't have
Right.
to pay their penance to the people that lost that kid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the part that kind of bugs me out. Just like a lot of people that get sentenced to 100, 200 years for shit that they've done, and they want to turn around and delete themselves. It's like, man, you're not serving your penance for all the people you did wrong by. You know what I'm saying? I had a revelation this morning while I was praying. Bless you, whoever's sneezing back there. I had a revelation this morning. You know that there's many
Right.
things that we take to the grave, but there's one thing that you can't take to the grave, and it's not money.
What what you could take to the grave?
You can't take self-deletion to the grave.
Mm-mm.
You could take your emotions to the grave. You could take your clothes to the grave. You could take your experiences. You could take secrets. You could take practice training. You could take all that with you to the grave, but
Right.
you can't take suicide to the grave. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
And I wanna take this time to thank the Lord for being able to once again be the cup of honor to help another person, convince them of life, and tell them to not commit.
Yeah.
Last night I got a call at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was
Mm-hmm.
one of my old Marine buddies. He said that he was
Yeah.
done, that he was tired with this world, that he can't take it no more, that all the civilians are a bunch of crazy people, and everybody's undisciplined, and everybody's unworthy, and he doesn't want to live life anymore. And I heard him chamber back his 45 issue gun, and I said, bro, in the name of the Lord, put that piece down, because no weapon forged against us can prosper. So please put it down before you
Exactly.
end up really hurting yourself or hurting another loved one that's there. And, you know, for the glory of God, I was able to save that soul this morning. And then that's when the revelation came to me. It's like the Lord just clearly told me, my son, you can take anything with you to the grave. Your secrets, your past, this, that, the third. But you can't take this with you to the grave.
Right.
In other words, those that commit suicide, God doesn't even let them see their grave. God doesn't let them see their funeral. The moment you
Wow.
commit that, you're gone forever. There's
Yeah.
no there's no judgment day for you. Like, you really committed the ultimate sin. Like, suicide is worse than adultery. Like, it's the ultimate sin. It's worse than blasphemy against God.
Yeah.
So you can't take suicide to the grave because you won't even see the grave. It's deep. It's deep.
Yeah. In the days when my mom was when mom passed and a whole bunch of people did whatever, I was actually thinking about that several times and almost did it. Thank God for my wife. That's all I gotta say. Thank God that I met my wife. Thank God that I don't feel like that no more. Thank God that He made me mentally stronger.
Thank
Never
God for
being
purpose.
yeah. Think. Yeah, thank God
Purpose
that I
is
don't even know.
what keeps us stable, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
When you don't have when you can't find a purpose or you lose your purpose, it almost feels like you're living life lifeless to the extent where
Yeah.
you get depressed that you just want to off it all. Like, you know what, I'm done with this. But guess
Yeah.
what, brother? You know how people say that your life is your life to live?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently not. Apparently, your life is not your life to live. Your life is the life that God gave you, not just so that you can serve yourself or serve Him, it's so that you can serve others and grow. You grow, you learn, and you reach a higher definition of relationship with God. So you don't live your life
Exactly.
just for yourself. There's people that depend on you emotionally, physically, spiritually. You know what I'm saying? There's people that depend on your good morning. There's
Yep.
people that depend on your good evening. That if there's one person that you say good evening to every day and you don't say it that one day, that might be their last time.
Yeah.
Word, man. Everything works out in the way of how it should be, but most times you have to play it out in the way that it should, especially if you know how to make it happen. If you know what needs to
Right.
come next and you know what you need to do next, do that.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man. It's not hard to be righteous. People just want to live the blind eye. Ignorance is so blissful, huh? It's not hard to be righteous at all. I'm going to break it down to one simple verse. The Lord said, if anyone wants to come in front of me, tell him to deny himself, carry his cross every day, and
Mm-hmm.
follow my word. What does that mean? Deny yourself? It means whenever you feel like you want to do something for self pleasure, deny yourself
Mm-hmm.
that and dedicate that time to God. Carry your
Yep.
cross. That means whenever something happens, instead of complaining to God that you're going through a problem, carry your cross. Carry your situation to the Lord. Let Him lift you from that situation because it's only a situation if there's a solution. It only becomes a problem when there's no solution.
Yo, you were talking about yeah, amen. Now, but talking about this, right? I just heard something crazy.
Hit me.
Former BKFC fighter Alberto Blas has
Uh-oh.
been acquitted for the attempted murder of Joel Romero.
Okay.
So it seems that former BKFC fighter Alberto Blas has been acquitted of the attempted murder of Joel Romero after trying to hit Romero with his car and stabbing him with a samurai sword. After missing Romero twice, Blas reportedly exited his vehicle, retrieved the sword from his trunk, and struck Romero twice in the arm and hand. Romero was hospitalized to treat his injuries, which included a damaged tendon in his arm.
Right.
Romero chose not to testify against Blas, resulting in the jury finding him not guilty.
Right.
Dag. I'm going to try to do my research and see where
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna
Alberto
tell you
Blas
what
is from.
happened. I'm gonna tell you what happened from a martial arts point of view. These people got heated, got into a fight, and it got to the point where one person went to go get a sword, and someone got hurt. Now the authorities are gonna get involved because that's their job. But as men
Right.
of martial arts and honor, he decided to not press charges on him because that battle is not over. That battle is just the start of a generational war. Those two families are going to be fighting now for the next 100 years
Woo!
because this is how generational beef begins. You know what I'm saying? Nobody presses charges. It's like, all right, cool, yeah, that happened, yeah, it's fine, don't worry, because I'm gonna catch that person the same way and hit them with the samurai sword as well. I'm gonna make sure that I honor that person with the same honor that they honored me with. Nope, no cops
Mhm.
involved. You want to press charges? Nope. I want to see that person myself in the street and hit him with a samurai.
Pretty much.
I remember one time in Florida, I was living in Lake Wales,
Right.
and I remember one night coming back from church, I decided to drop the family off at home and I went back outside to the gas station so I can go pick up some fried chicken. They had some very good fried chicken in those down south
Right.
gas stations.
Oh
So I'm
yeah.
gonna go pick up some fried chicken so that I can make rice and eat it with fried chicken for the whole family.
Right.
Bro, I come out the gas station, and I guess these three individuals thought they were gonna rob me, so they jumped me.
Mm.
Little did they know they were jumping the wrong person. They jumped on a spring.
Mm.
They jumped on a spring trap.
Damn.
They jumped me. I did my thing. Block,
Right.
dodge, parry, chop, punch under the armpit, elbow to the chin. I grabbed the other
Right.
one, hit him with my elbow in the chest, then hit him with my
Yep.
backhand in the chin, grabbed him by the neck, slammed him into the other guy. You know how it is
Mm.
for me. That's fun for me. That's fun in games. That's a warm up.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I'm having fun over here, right? While I'm in the midst
Right.
of having fun, I'm grabbing the next guy and I'm about to hit him with the Ryu toss. The Ryu toss is grabbing
Ooh.
the person by the clothes around the
Yeah, I
shoulder,
seen that.
put the
Mm-hmm.
put your foot to their stomach, and then you toss them, you launch them. So
Yeah.
I was about to do the Ryu toss, and the police come up and they're like, "Yo, stop right there!" So I literally have this guy in the air with my foot in his stomach, and I'm on the ground.
Wow.
You want me to freeze right here? This guy's gonna
Mm.
fall on top of me. Cops were like,
Wow.
"Yo, who are you?" I'm like, "I'm just an average man trying to get dinner for his family, and these guys try to rob me."
Mm.
They didn't believe that for 1 second. They checked me if I had weapons. I'm like, "Yo, check them for weapons. Why are you checking me for weapons?" You
Right.
know something. I'm like, "Yeah, I know something enough that I don't need weapons to deal with three people. So why are you still
Mm-hmm.
checking me for weapons?" Nevertheless, the captain of the police department for Lake Wales, Captain Troy, he's one of the members of my church that I used to go to, where I
Right.
wasn't a senior pastor, but I wasn't a junior pastor either. That
Right.
church had four pastors. It had the main pastor that we called him Apostle.
Okay.
It had the senior pastor, which was a Cuban guy. He was awesome. Um, the third guy, he was an average white male, very God centered, very Christian. Yo, shout out to Walter Nelson, brother. God bless you, man.
God bless him.
Yeah, God bless you, bro. That man is an inspiration to be Christian. Like I've seen him go through things, and he
Mm-hmm.
doesn't complain at all. Like he's just,
Wow.
oh, my car broke down. Praise Jesus. Word.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, you reached that level? You at a high
Wow.
level.
Exactly.
That is a high level of Christianity. If
Mm-hmm.
something bad happens to you and you don't flinch at all, just give glory to God for it. That is
Yeah.
amazing. That is amazing.
Right.
All right. So it was the apostle, senior pastor, um, Nelson, and then it was me. Now I had to blow my nose for a second. Now me, I wasn't like I said, I wasn't a senior or a junior. My services, the services I was in charge of, I was in charge of giving chaplain service to the church, and I was in charge of the Spanish services. So when the Mexicans would come to church, I would
Mm-hmm.
give sermons and I would do the whole, basically the whole kit and caboodle. I was in charge of programming the program. All right. So
Hey.
we have Fridays and Saturday church, in Spanish, full blown Spanish. And I was the pastor of that. So I'm not gonna say I was the senior pastor, but I probably was.
All right.
All right, because the Cuban pastor, he would come by sometimes and visit, but he
Mm-hmm.
never really like came to take over the mic or nothing like that. So he never
Yeah.
came to step on my feet, and show that he has authority.
Yeah.
I respect a lot.
Two pastors that I know personally. Um, Even though I don't really attend the church no more, I would like to give a shout out to Pastor Mario in Jersey City, and
Right.
Pastor Jen and her husband in Jersey also, because they preach the word also, And God bless both of them for reaching a lot of lives. That's all I gotta say. And shout out to my homie Danny Steele too. So that's
Since we're
those are people that I actually still remember. So
since
God
we're
bless them.
shouting out church people, I want to send a big shout out to one of the prophets of San Pedro Macorís that has a church out here in the Bronx. Big shout out to mi hermano Santo Peng from Miramar.
Amen.
Santo Peng's been around. Santo Peng's been around in the evangelistic game since like 1995. You know what I'm saying? That man has been in every church of San Pedro from A to Z. So when I bumped into him in the Bronx, bro, I caught the Holy Spirit as soon as I saw him, because it just reminded me of how we do church in DR. We don't do church here like how we do church in DR, bro. The Holy Spirit be up in those churches in DR. Man, if you don't know, you don't know. But if you do,
exactly.
I caught the Holy Spirit when I saw my brother, and he caught it too. He was like, Pedrito, ¿ese eres tú? I'm like, yo, no me digas, Santo Peng.
Wow.
And then, that's forget about it. We were just catching up, and it took us 2 hours.
Sure.
And my wife was like, come on, we gotta go. I'm like, hold on. This is a native man of my city who's not just a prophet, but he's a friend of the family. Like, let me catch up. It took us 2 hours to catch up. Talk about when you have a bond, when you have a bond with people, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't know. We done turned this into the evangelistic edition. If we're gonna keep shouting out people from San Pedro, shout out to my uncle Salvador Sabino. You know what I'm saying? Who was one of the senior pastors of United Palace at one point. And he has his own church in Jerome in the Bronx as well. So shout out to Salvador Sabino, Ingenio Angelina, Ingenio Consuelo. You know what I'm saying? La Familia Sabino is very, very known in that area.
Yeah.
And shout out to everybody else too, man. God bless all of y'all. I don't need to know y'all names. God knows y'all name. Bless y'all.
Amen.
Yeah, man.
Yo. I was just thinking, right? Because I was talking to a friend about passports and everything like that. Do you have like a copy of your old passport?
I do, but you don't know how old it is. It's literally too old to be renewed.
Not really.
You would say
I'm gonna
that.
tell you why.
You would say that.
I mean,
and what you might tell me, I might know. They don't care about expired stuff at the consulate, at the embassy. Like if I was in DR right now with an expired passport, they don't care that it's expired. They care that I'm American and I'm in soil that's not American, so they want to send me back home. But I'm already in America, so they're gonna look at me like, you're gonna need proof.
Huh. Yeah. I'm gonna work out something. I'll be back, all right?
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
We'll
talk about some martial arts. Let's go. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, it is your co-host, PK Darkness. They know me at the dojo as Renshi Pete. It's a blessing to be here, like always. It's a blessing to be alive. Brothers and sisters, martial arts enthusiasts, people that practice, people that don't, people that can, and people that won't. We are here to answer your martial arts questions, besides here to, have an open space for other martial arts experts to come and express their art and theories of what they've learned in their journey. Because, the simple fact that it's called martial arts represents the beauty of what it is and what it can be. Everybody's journey is different. Everyone's experience is different. So this is definitely what my brother would call a safe haven for martial artists. You come, explain, give us detail. No matter how long or brief, you could take your time. This is an unrushed show. Nothing about the show is scripted yet, as of yet. We don't write down plots or storylines for these shows. Normally, what we do is we wing it. You know what I'm saying? And when we have guests, sometimes we have guests that are just surprise guests out of the clear blue sky. About that. In the past, we've had the honor of having martial artists explain about their style or their discipline. And, just off of experience, I'm able to explain to them in a different aspect what they're doing. And they were able to learn something different as well. And that's how sometimes those things work. Give me 1 second. So, yep, that's how those things work. We've had guests pull up, and just talking with them, I've been under question. You know what I'm saying? And it goes back and forth, and that makes up the whole show. That's why it's called Open Topics. It's not per se an open schedule, but it's an open topic. It's more like a open dare. Like, I dare you to pull up to the show and ask a few questions. I dare you to come and learn something. This is not about bravery, but this is about learning. This is about knowledge. And I'm giving you this knowledge for free. You're not at my dojo. You're not paying me a uniform fee. You're not paying me gym time, mat time, gym time. So, take advantage of what's being given to you. Because clearly I'm giving forward with grace what was grace given to me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to keep it biblical. I'm not per se a religious fanatic of any kind, but I am someone that considers themselves spiritual. I've been awoken. I am free. You know what I'm saying? I've been freed from my past sins. I am forgiven. I am redeemed. I believe it in my heart and soul that I am saved. And I plan to keep it that way. I'm not losing my patience or my salvation for anyone. But I will share with you my testimony of what I go through. I will share with you my testimony of how good God has been with me and for me. Amen. I don't know why I like saying it better with the Spanish accent. Amen. It feels more powerful to me. Amen. But back to martial arts. I know many times you have heard that my martial arts stylings and journey started when I was 5. But to be honest, man, everyone grew up watching the old school Wu-Tang collection and the old school Kung Fu flicks and Bruce Lee and Kill Bill and anything that was death-defying, anything that seemed thrillable, anything that seemed that the body was moving in a way where your average Joe wasn't comprehending, and they were receiving these attacks just off of basic maneuvers, basic forms of just blocking, attacking, and parrying, and just moving the body, circular motion, straight motion, diagonal motion, horizontal motion. I'm going to give y'all a quick lesson in something. When someone is trying to attack you up to down, that's called vertical. Any kind of vertical attack, you're easier off blocking it and parrying it if you go horizontal. If they're going up and down and you go from side to side, you're easily slipping out of the way and slipping back in position to hit that counter attack. Same thing goes if someone's going from side to side. You hit them with that vertical. or you hit them with a diagonal. Okay, there's a strengthening point and a weakening point to every attack, and that's where the martial arts gets advanced. But we shouldn't have to worry about advanced stuff as long as we have the basics down packed. And this is why everything is taught in a step-by-step process. After you learn the step-by-step process, now you start putting these step-by-steps together and you start creating combos of power that are a different ball game all together. And that's what happens. You know, in martial arts, when it comes down to who's good and who's not, it's never going to be about the rank of the belt that that person has. Because honestly, I've seen white belts that come off the floor with a yellow belt, only for the simple fact that that white belt was around long enough to be able to learn other things, not just his syllabus. Let me repeat that again. I've seen white belts mop the floor with yellow belts because they were around long enough to see how the moves work and maybe learn something from a higher belt just from observation alone. So here you are knowing how to do green belt techniques, and you're a white belt, and they put you to spar against a yellow belt, and you're winning. Why? It's not just because you learned something from a higher syllabus, but you learned how to apply yourself into what you've learned. You know, you're learning off the ki, no pun intended. I didn't mean to say ki like, yeah, but you're learning off the key element of the eye, observing. That is amazing. That makes you a martial artist. You're drawing a conclusion to a battle in your mind by way of observation. And that's something that I'm going to applaud. That's something I'm going to applaud and clap to for the simple fact that, you know, it takes people time to open up their martial eye and become one with the rhythm of the martial arts that they're studying. Not most white belts get to that. Okay? And in certain systems, there's systems that don't even give you a white belt. There's certain systems that give you an orange belt. If you could pass the orange belt, then you get a white belt. And then from there, you get a, you know, whatever color line they're using. Because the color spectrums vary by school. My school wasn't like that. My school's system variation was white, blue, advanced blue, yellow, advanced yellow, green, advanced green, brown, advanced brown, black. Second dan, third, fourth, fifth, up to 10. And my school wasn't playing that. You know, if they saw that you were a lower syllabus and you could wipe the belt with a higher syllabus, you were getting advanced promoted. And whatever happened after that was going to be completely up to you, which is why, like I keep saying, very important that one never stop training or practicing, you know, building a common flow at all times so that you could be able to succeed in what you're practicing. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Alrighty, I'm back. So, martial arts journey, man. So back to what I was saying about the martial eye. Some people don't open their martial eye into the system that they're in. And let me tell you something. This might sound weird, but for every system, yes, for every system, there's going to be a different martial eye. And what do I mean by that? I mean, for every system, there is going to be an awakening to a discovery, something different. Now, what does that mean in basic? It means that me being Kyokushin, me being Seiro Juka, if like now I'm not gonna say that I'm 100% practicing Goju Ryu, but I am participating at a Goju Ryu school. That itself is gonna open my martial eye to something else. Like my martial eye to Kyokushin is open. I know the ins and outs, and I know what it's about. My martial eye to Seido is open. My martial eye to Jiu-Jitsu is open. My martial eye to Arnis is open. You know, my martial eye when it comes to, okay, let's say this. Right now, not right now at the moment, but I was studying Vijitsu under one of my senpais who I'm teaching them something as well. So it's a master for master situation. You teach me and I teach you. And I can honestly say, even though I'm polished, because that's what Renshi means, it means polished teacher. Even though I'm polished, I don't have a martial eye open just yet for Viarnis or Vijitsu. It's not open yet, meaning there's things that are still mystery to me. There's things that are still unclear. You know, there are things that I still need to discover. But pretty much everything else I understand. You know, the key point of Vijitsu is to overwhelm the opponent and knock the fight out of them so that the fight is done. And it seems military to me. It seems militant. So I can understand that aspect. But everything else about it, I don't completely know. Since I don't, I try to respect the barrier and, you know, wait to be instructed into what's going on for the next thing. So as far as my martial eye, it's not completely open to what Vijitsu is, but it will be soon because my senpai that's teaching me Vijitsu, we're opening up a school together, and he's definitely going to be teaching Vijitsu, and I'm definitely going to be teaching karate, and amongst other things. And we're gonna be melding and welding and smelting together, you know, a fusion of these martial arts. I mean, for those that know what Vijitsu is about, Vijitsu is a melting pot of all the bread and butters of like 26 different systems melted into one. You know, Big Us in the sky to Professor Visitation Florenzo. He is the founder of Viarnes Jiu-Jitsu, you know, different years, 55, 65, 75. You know, the man passed away not too long ago, but this man learned a little bit of everything from everywhere. You know, his black belt exam is one of the most extreme black belt exams I've ever seen. You literally got to run like some 15 miles in an amount of minutes that it was the minutes that took him to do it. You know, that's a big crucible. And in between, you're fighting, doing kata, doing all types of stuff, and you still got to keep running to reach your goal. It's definitely a ninjutsu style crucible. You know what I'm saying? It's a crucible like a ninja would do. But you know, there's honor into all these things. You know, it'll really what we call in Spanish depurar. You know, it'll really, you know, help you shift, you know what I'm saying, the good from the bad. You know what I'm saying? At the same token, it shows who are in pure dedication of the art and those that are not. So that martial eye, man, that martial eye is very important. Don't give up in whatever system that you're practicing. Don't give up in whatever you're being taught in. Don't give up until you open up your martial eye, because once it's open, that's going to be your motivation for the rest of your journey. Once that martial eye opens, you are clear for takeoff. Now you want to know for yourself. Now you're looking at all the seniors closer with a closer lens, trying to not per se copy what the individual does, but copying mannerism, copying discipline. You want to perform the moves at the same speed, rhythm, and sharpness that they're doing. Here you are, a belt of a lower syllabus acting like a belt of a higher syllabus. It shows the honor and dedication that you have towards the art. And that's how it begins. When you open that martial eye. Yeah, man. I am going to take a quick break because I am going to go brew some tea real quick. I will be back in less than a minute, most likely two, but I am here. So for all our listeners, followers, please feel free to log in, leave a comment, leave a question. We will get to it. And for all other martial arts enthusiasts and experts or whatever, whatnot, hey, the StreamYard link is right there, man. Feel free to plug in, click that link, come up to the studio, come up to the panel. You know what I'm saying? Explain your journey, explain your views. Let's talk martial arts. Us. Be right back.
Hey, I'm back.
Wonderful.
Yep. Yo, shout out to Bicho 51. And shout out to my homie Aggressive Defiance TV. The Aggressive Dominican is here.
Yo, AJ, what's going on, man?
Yep. AD.
Copyright.
Oh yeah.
Typo. AD.
Yeah. Shout out to the homie Dog Soldier. He was around. You if you remember him, he's the one that was talking about that he was from Trenton, and we were talking about a little bit of that kung fu thing. So shout out to Dog Soldier.
I was just talking about that, but I didn't remember the name to mention the person. But I was definitely talking about how in former episodes we did interviews with people that not randomly came up, but pulled up, and we made the show. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And we were. I remember we were talking about martial arts, and then we were talking about it in a form of element. How we're also practicing how to use these elements while we're doing it. And he was like, "Wait a minute, you just opened up something in my head," and I said, "That's what martial arts is all about. It's about opening up. It's the martial mind, your martial eye. It's like, oh, now I see what I'm doing. Yes, there's a reason why that chop is called in kanji. Kanji is Japanese characters that mean something in its own form and could be used in many different ways. So let's just say hard striking chop in English, it's hard striking chop, but in Japanese kanji, it's called lightning coming down. Why is it called that? It's not just because of the swiftness or how hard it's coming. It's because it's a representation of exactly that. It's the representation of lightning coming down on someone's chest because they're getting hit with a karate chop.
Yep.
And that was just a beautiful thing at that moment. He just opened his eye like, wait, yo, I never thought about it like that. But now that you say it, yeah, we were practicing the 5 elements. Yes. All day, every day. We were created in the image of the creator. And if the creator can use all these elements, he's expecting us to use it as well, because he left it for us as keys for us to work it. Remember, we are the sole rulers of this earth, and we are the sole rulers of every God-given gift.
Yep.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
That is basically it.
Yeah. So let's see. When was the last time you talked to on Maestro?
Twin, maybe
Yeah.
2 weeks ago.
All right. Cause I'm trying to see if I could, depending on how everything goes, I might be in the city soon. So I'll let you
Copy.
know. Yeah.
Copy that, brother.
'Cause- yep.
Let Twin
Oh,
know,
okay.
and we could easily find somewhere to put a camera down and sit together
Yeah, I
as
got.
a group.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's going on, brother? What you got?
Nah, because since I got my 4K camera and everything like that, I just bring the
Facts.
equipment and then you just bring the SD card and then we just good to go.
We could connect it straight to the computer and let the computer just record everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
I definitely have a laptop. This is where I do my business from. So you
Yeah.
bring the camera equipment, I'll bring the laptop. We'll pop some cords in, and we'll use the memory of the computer, and that way I could directly email you everything, and you could edit
Yeah.
or whatever you want to do, or if we do the
I
show
mean, you
live.
could. I mean, we could go do that too. You could actually put in your channel and my channel, so we could do that.
For sure,
Hmm.
for sure, for sure.
Yep.
Definitely, of course, definitely coordinate that with Twin, and we'll find a place. We'll sit down, put the camera up. I know a few places with tables in the area. We could literally sit down, put everything there, and
Yep.
we'll have the open topics, Don Armando Martial Arts Edition live and
Yep.
live.
Pretty much.
Not like this isn't live enough, because it definitely is.
Yep. And this is all improv.
I definitely said that too. None of this is scripted, y'all. There's no paperwork in front of me. None of this was even spoken about. Like I talked to
Exactly.
I talk to Don Armando maybe once or twice in the week, and where we mostly catch up is right here on the radio show.
Pretty
So
much.
it goes to show you how familiar we are with each other, and the bond that we have, that we don't feel any kind of way to talk. I mean, obviously with certain limitations, we talk about our personal life right on the air because we're talking to each other. We're brothers, so we don't have
Pretty
a problem.
much.
You know what I'm saying? But it
Hmm.
just goes to show you the bond. It's not he's the host and I'm the co-host and we don't know each other from a can of paint. No, 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 no. This is my brother from another mother. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yep.
it's a different ball game.
Yeah. It's like what's funny about anybody that you meet from Consuelo, right? It's like whenever you meet them and everything, it's like an instant brotherhood.
Right.
And it'll be like, for example, I I remember I got like my I remember I had like I had something, right? It was like I was in Washington Heights. This was like 2006, right? So I was just gonna go and buy some sneakers and such. It was nothing. The next thing you know, it was like a whole bunch of it was like me and him. It was like, oh, where you from and stuff. So I was like, we're just talking about whatsoever, right? The next thing you know, while we were just talking and everything, it was like, okay, you like, wait a minute, your family's from this place? I'm like, yeah. Is that really? And then we just talking names and all that stuff. We was like, oh, Yo, you, yeah, we was like, okay, yeah, you're one of the reals. And for that day, right? I went up and I got those sneakers half off, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I called
yep.
that the Consuelo discount where it worked.
That's the Consuelo discount. That's the SPM discount right there.
Pretty much.
I'm not gonna say that there's no other city like ours, bro, but I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I can't really say anything because it was like, yo, I've
I mean,
gotten the I've gotten the Consuelo
Salcedo's like
discount.
that too. Salcedo's
I've
like
got
that too. My
yeah.
bad. Salcedo's a little bit like San Pedro, but Salcedo's El
Mhm.
Cibao. El Cibao es diferente. You know what I'm saying? They're very different from the people of the east side. We act completely different. But Salcedo is beautiful, man. Like there's no there's no real animosity, enemies, and stuff like that, and everybody lives, culturally happy. So shout out to Salcedo,
Yeah,
but there's no city like San Pedro, bro.
yeah,
That's all I'm gonna say.
pretty much. Yeah, because it's like, shoot.
Pretty much.
Hmm. And it was like I could have like a whole bunch of history thanks to my mother.
You know what I'm saying?
That that is like, yo, shout out to Platano DJ, Florida. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you and him don't know each other, man.
Uh, I wouldn't be surprised if I did.
Um, he's actually on my Facebook.
I wouldn't be surprised if I did because I know a lot of people from DR. Period. So it's very rare for me to bump into somebody that's from San Pedro and I don't know their friends and family or something in between. Very rare.
Right.
Very rare indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Hmm.
Be right back.
All right, bro. Yo, but on the real though, Platino, I could say that your new pick. I like the graphics, man. Whoever made the graphics, I'm like, yo, they official.
Yeah, my bad, bro. What was that?
Now I was saying I was complimenting Platano DJ because his graphics is fire. So I was like,
Oh,
whoever did that, the graphics is fire. Straight fire. That's all I gotta say.
that's what's up.
Yeah. Then on top of it, shoot. It just, I mean, whoever did this, like, they knew what they were doing. Cause I'm like, yo, that joint is straight fire. Wow.
DJ Plátano on Instagram, DJ Plátano on Facebook.
Yeah. Plátano Arias. That's on my FB. He's a real good dude. I can tell you that.
So it's probably not this person then. It's not a D with a plátano, right?
I don't think so. It's if you just look under Arias, yeah, that's my boy right there. Part of the Hitmen. Well, he's been in Florida for a while. That's what I was saying. I'm surprised y'all don't know each other.
Don Plátano Arias.
Yeah.
I know the Pujols family for sure, so he has to be somebody I know.
Mm.
Yeah, that is a good graphic pic.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I know this person.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Yeah, you know why I say that. So we ain't gonna say if you know, you know.
He got a picture of my boy Widel. That's from Florida.
Yeah.
People from San Pedro that are in different places in the world.
Yep. Shout out to my cousin in Tampa. I ain't gonna say her name, but shout out to her. She know who she is.
Shout out.
Yeah. I see her doing it big in the gym. So, shout out to her. Dominican Gym Gang.
He's definitely out there in Florida.
Yep. You know what's fun? What's funny? Here in Philadelphia, sports rivalries to me doesn't really make sense.
The what?
That sports rivalries don't make sense to me.
Right, because it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be
when it comes
spirit
to
of competition. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Spirit of competition, not you know, I'm better than you. It's not I'm better than you. That's the wrong mentality. So when I see sports teams, not just being sports teams, but when I see people, you
Yep.
know, when I see people out there talking about because the Yankees is better than Boston and da 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 da, you know what I be telling people? Are you being paid to commentate right now? No.
Thank you.
Are you being paid to defend this team? No. Does this team pay
Nope.
you money to defend them whenever you're out in the
Mm-mm.
street or anything? No. So then what are you talking about?
Exactly. Oh yeah, I tagged you. I tagged you on something on FB, so it's something that I know you'll like.
Copy.
Yeah.
Right? Major coincidence.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just call it that. Major coincidence, right?
Major coincidence.
So if I don't know him personally, I know somebody that knows him, and they'll be able to tell me, "Oh yeah," because that's how that works in Florida. And I was definitely,
Pretty
I was
much.
definitely, I was definitely on the scene for Tampa Bay at one point. I was definitely on scene. A lot of people know my name over there,
Yep.
so that's a quick call verification right there.
Yep.
Now, you know what's not a coincidence? There's another brother out here named Platano that's from DR, but he's not from San Pedro. That he's also part of the community. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
He's out there in Ridgewood, Brooklyn. Shout out to Ridgewood and all my Dominicans living out there. You know what I'm saying? Peace to y'all.
Yeah.
So it's funny. He's Platano. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then you got DJ Platano. So that's gonna
Yeah.
be a fun union get together.
Oh yeah.
Cool indeed. Cool indeed.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just here chilling in the living room. I got a
Yep.
fan blowing on my right side, and I'm getting bit by mosquitoes on my left side.
Yeah, that's San Pedro living.
It sounds to me like training. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm feeling comfortable on my right side, and I'm not getting bit. But my left side is under war and conditioning right now.
Yeah.
And these mosquitoes, man, they strike so quick because they know they're gonna get clapped. They'll literally poke and run. You'd be like, "Yo, what just bit me?" Like they didn't even stop there for enough time to suck no blood. They just literally poke you and then jump. I'd be like, "What type of
Yep.
mosquitoes are these?" Apparently,
Mm-hmm.
they ain't hungry. They just want to bite people. I know it makes me believe that these
Yeah, pretty
mosquitoes
much.
are these mosquitoes got to be fake, bro. Because I mean,
Uh,
I'm from San Pedro, bro. In San Pedro, we already did a study on mosquitoes when we got hit with Zika. All right, we did a huge study on mosquitoes,
yo, I
and
remember. I remember when Zika came out. I was like, "Dag, I ain't trying to get that."
yo, there was something else called dengue that it was like a type of flu. It was like a type 3 type
I mean,
flu.
yeah, dengue's still around. Yep.
Yo, bro, when they started saying the mosquitoes were giving out dengue, I'm like, yo, these mosquitoes got to be fake, bro. These mosquitoes are
Whew.
weaponized robotics, nanotechnology, and they're just killing us.
Right.
You know why they say you can't get stung by 100 bees at the same time? Because it's too many shocks to the
Uh,
heart. The heart can faint. It can stop. So
yeah.
what happens? What
That's
happens?
what happened. That's what happened in that movie, My Girl, to Macaulay Culkin.
Correct.
He
So
passed. He passed away pretty
imagine the
young.
outcome of getting bit by 100 mosquitoes that are not really mosquitoes, weaponized little machinery, injecting
Mm-hmm.
dengue and and all this stuff into you.
Yeah.
It's population control. It's bad, bro. It's bad.
Yeah. Pretty much.
It's bad. You're welcome, mama. That was my teenager asking me for some of my soda.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You know what's funny? If you add your parents' age, right, and you add your age, you could find out what age, like more or less what age did they have you. Crazy, isn't it?
Um, 100%. If you
Yep.
subtract your age from your parents' age, you get the age that they were when they procreated you.
Yep.
That also gives you the math so to understand at what year they were born, and then you do the investigation of how their era was, and you'll see how different people were back then to now.
Yep.
I'm sorry, guys, if you're hitting that stick going pack 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 pack. That's me doing conditioning on my arm with the with
All right.
the with the with the Arnis stick.
Gotcha.
Like I said, I didn't go to the dojo today, so
All right.
It's all about the tightening of the skin, bro, and the conditioning of the muscle.
Mm-hmm.
So right now I'm hitting my shoulders, all around the ball of the point of my shoulders.
Got you.
I would do it with the camera on, but I'm doing it without my shirt because I don't want to.
Right.
I don't want the shirt to provide protection.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? These are bamboo sticks. If I get cut, so be it. If my skin splits, so be it. You know what I'm saying? I don't need it bleeding up my shirt. There's a difference between practicing at the dojo and when you're doing conditioning outside the dojo.
Right.
So shout out to my wife. She's 7 months pregnant. And,
shout out to her.
The mission is almost partially complete.
Yep.
Because after part 1 comes part 2.
Yep.
And that's when the mission becomes critical.
Mm-hmm.
Mission critical. Mission critical.
Yep.
It's gotten to the point where it's too late to abort mission. So mission critical.
All right.
I got this little table fan blowing air at me. And what I love about it is that it's so small that it hardly makes any noise at all. So it doesn't interfere with the mic. And it doesn't interfere with my voice that's going to the mic. How, like, if you have a strong fan next to you, not only do you hear the motor, but you hear this. So I'm gonna put the fan in my mouth. You hear this. You hear the person talking like this because, you know, the air is obstructing the words coming out the mouth. I don't like that. You know, people that know what it is to record, you know, we can hear that fuzz in the background of your voice being chopped up because of the fan. We can hear that.
Pretty much. Mm-hmm.
That's why personally, when I used to record when I was younger, because I haven't recorded a song in a hot minute. When I was younger and I used to record, I didn't like, let's say, spitting a bar or two, and letting people hear me breathe on the mic. I didn't like that.
Exactly.
So I'd be the one to record, and I'll spit my bar. It's not as hard as some say. Some just won't try. Grown-ass man gave up and started to cry. But that's not what we do. That's not our specialty. Give me a beat and a mic, and I'll show you the remedy. Right there, I'll stop.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop, and then I'll do the second and third voice for what I just spit right now. And then pick up from there. Pick up from there. The hood has accepted me. I'll rep till they bury me. Millions in my equity, rising to my legacy. Now that the beat is on, let me address the issue. I got beef with mad people who claim to be the official on the street with big mouths and they house to need a tissue. I'll stop, gather my breath, do the second and third voice again, and pick up from there. You know, that's just because I don't want people to say, oh, look, because per se, my style of hip hop is boom bap, and I'm highly inspired by Busta Rhymes. I like spitting fast, but not just nonsense. You hear my words and it connects. It connects to the corners like the logo on a DVD player. You know what I'm saying? It connects to the, you know what I'm saying? I want people to hear my words and understand that what I'm saying is a message. There's something behind what I'm saying. You know, it's never as simple as just hearing me say, oh, black hat. What am I saying black hat for? There's a reason for it.
Exactly.
You know, and then I might explain later in the next verse why I said black hat. You know what I'm saying? And they'll be like, oh, it's a funeral. And they'll be like, oh, that's why he has the black hat. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, it's a Yankees game. Oh, that's why he has the black hat with the NY. You know, I'm from New York, do or die. stuff like that.
Yeah.
But everyone has their own style, and that's what I love more about my generation. You know, we came from a generation where it was frowned upon to copy what the next person was doing. It was frowned upon to sound like the next person. It's wrong. Okay, yep. You know, people in the hip hop community, when hip hop started as a culture, everyone sounded kind of the same because they were doing frame by frame poetry. So it's gonna sound the same because they're running at the same beats per minute. All right, it's the same. It's not the same rhythm or the same beat, but it's the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, my style of hip hop is more 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I like to rap. But I don't like to rap and let people hear that I'm taking a deep breath because I just spit a tongue twister and I'm breathless. I don't like that.
I hear you.
So I'll spit up and I'll stop.
Right.
And then I'll pick up again from there. Like you know, you've heard some of my tracks before. You never really hear me breathe. And that's why. So I just gave out one of my biggest secrets for those that are trying to learn, you know, how to be creative.
Breath control.
Breath control is very important. I learned that through martial arts, but you don't have to be a martial artist to learn breath control.
Right.
For real. Yeah, man.
Yeah, since we're talking about all this, shout out to my homegirl, Shay Lawrence. She's still doing her thing.
Shout out.
Yep.
Mosquitoes are biting me.
It seems like the New York mosquitoes is not as bad as the San Pedro mosquitoes.
They're not as bad because in San Pedro there's way more mosquitoes, and they attack in groups. But these New York mosquitoes are like little ninjas. You don't see them at all, and they're biting you. In San Pedro, you could at least see them and swat them. These you don't see them. They're trying to be so fast, and when they land, they're poking right away. They're not even giving you a chance to clap or nothing. They're like poke and run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like, these mosquitoes is gangster, bro.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, the mosquitoes, they're just at least the ones in San Pedro. I mean, let's put it like this. You know, if you were really born in Dominican Republic, and you know, if you weren't born in the Dominican Republic, you know one way to differentiate that when you're in San Pedro, the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes will go around and they will attack me only, right? But they ain't attacking my cousins, they ain't attacking my moms, they ain't attacking my pops, and they're not attacking my uncles. They're attacking me. I was like,
they know you're not from the island.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you don't smell like Baigon, so they know you're not from the island. You don't smell like Dominican Republic off. You know what I'm saying? That's the Baigon over there.
Yo, I miss that. We used to go around and bring that from the airport. Now they stopped it. I'm like, that used to be a good insect killer in the house. Anybody who came from DR and everything like that, they always had an extra pack of Baigon. And anybody could tell you, you had Baigon, your house was clean, your house was good. Now they stopped the Baigon. I'm like, really?
100%.
Yeah.
The new regulation for Baigon is they have a cream that you can put on as well. Mm-hmm. So you just put the cream on when you get it when you get to the airport. You put the cream on immediately, because as soon as you get out the airport, the mosquito gangs are waiting for you outside.
Yep.
They're waiting for you outside. They know their tourists coming. They're outside waiting and waiting.
To pretty much.
As soon as you hit that outside where all the taxis and people picking up are at, here come the mosquitoes. Bzzz.
Yeah, you know what's funny? I was just looking at Bygone, and they say it's available in the United States. I'm like, finally.
I bet.
Yep.
And for those that don't understand what we're talking about a product that's predominant in Dominican Republic. And why are we so proud of it per se? Because we got to be honest, man. Products that come from DR have less harmful chemicals than the stuff that you buy here in America.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I ain't seen no one with a can of Bygone roach spray a bunch of roaches and then have a heart attack or, oh, my chest is tight. None of that. Nope. Here you overuse some blackjack and you're going to the emergency room because you inhaled so many toxins. The Bygone is not like that. And it's strong. You can smell that it's strong.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not killing you like this stuff is over here.
Yeah, Bygone is Bygone for all the people that you're in Dominican Republic. Your house is clean. You got like two cans of Bygone. You good. I don't care who you is. Ain't no hot shot. Ain't no raid. It's just straight up Bygone.
We got raid, but it's super expensive and we don't like it because Bygone works so good.
Yep.
Bygone is from the same company that produces Bear aspirin. Just for those that are trying to find out.
Mm-hmm.
Productos Bayer, in English, Bear.
Yeah. In Deutschland, I don't know how you say it. So
Bygone.
Yeah.
Productos Bear.
Mm-hmm.
Productos mosquitos me están picando.
Yep.
So what I have in my disposal, I have a gallon of hand sanitizer right here. Yep. I put some of that all over my arms and legs. Mosquitoes ain't bothering me for a minute, man.
Pretty much. That's why as soon as I went to Dominican Republic, I put the alcohol on deck. That's it.
That's it, bro. They smell it and they want nothing to do with you. Like, oh no. You smell too strong for me. Bye. You know what? Now that I think about it, bro, I think that's the reason why mosquitoes don't be biting drunk people out there, because they already know off the smell that blood is going to be bad for them.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting, man. Interesting. So now it gives me the creative juices to think if I can create a fragrance that combines the smell of a drunk person, but with the smell of someone that's fashionable, so that they can smell good while at the same time smelling bad to the insects. Ahora de la nueva línea de productos Bygone, tenemos el perfume que mata a los mosquitos en el aire.
Yep.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was today's show. Bygone just made a call. They want a patent for $1 million. We good.
Yep.
That was today's show. Woo! Yeah, man. I was looking at some advanced stick techniques. And I was like, oh, I've done that before. And I wasn't even trained to do that. I was laughing at some stuff. I'm like, that's advanced? I learned how to do that when I was a kid.
Yep.
And then I saw some advanced stuff that left me with my mouth open. I'm like, oh, I'm impressed. Me likey. I want to learn that. Mm-hmm. That sense of learning something to me always feels good. Like, oh, man, I just saw something I never seen before. I want to learn how to do that. I want to do that.
Yep.
So that's how I do it, man.
Yep.
Yep. So I put my shirt back on,
Yep.
and this is what I was doing earlier.
Yep.
That's basically what I was doing earlier.
Pretty much.
And that is called conditioning. I am not hurting myself. If I did it a little bit harder, it would hurt. But I'm only hitting to where it stings, and that should be good enough. I'm not trying to bruise myself. I'm not trying to break my bones. But just doing that, at a certain pace, builds it builds what you need. It tightens the skin enough. You know what I'm saying? And when you use this, whatever you're going to use this for, to block, make it a shield, if you're going to use this weapon, you know what I'm saying? Whatever you need it for, it's there. You know what I'm saying? And it's so conditioned that you hit and you don't even feel it no more. Right. And that's the purpose of conditioning. So if you end up in a fight, you're in war, whatever it is, you can fight and use what you have to your advantage, and it doesn't hurt you. Because the worst thing in a fight is you punching somebody the wrong way because you don't know what you're doing and you break your wrist.
Yeah,
you try with an elbow strike and you break your elbow. Now your arm doesn't bend anymore.
Yeah.
You break your shoulder. Now your arm doesn't go up and down anymore, or your collarbone.
Yep. I've seen a lot of people that they actually experience that they have like the freakish injuries after punching somebody in the face.
Those hurt, man. Those hurt.
Yep.
That's why training is important. You don't just because you saw someone do a move online or on TV, it doesn't mean that you can do it too, thinking that it's not going to hurt back. This is the reason why Bruce Lee told that one person, "Oh, I don't train with boards. Boards don't hit back." You know what I'm saying? Meaning that boards don't give back a high impact. I remember in that same movie, Bruce Lee was training with electricity. He had like these panels with holes, and he would punch and try to punch and bring it back fast enough to where when he hit it, when he hit the panel and it would light up, he would retract his hand fast enough to not feel the electricity shock. Of course, and when he started, he was feeling it because, he wasn't legit fast enough to get it. But when he did get it, amazing. And then he had the finger 1, 2.
Yep.
2 fingers. Knee boom, boom. 3. That side, the top. Oh man, training never ends, man. There's just so many things that you might forget 1 or 2 one day. So it's completely necessary to just train the next day so you can hit the things that you didn't hit yesterday.
Right.
There's so many different training regimens for all different parts of the body. I'm saying the shoulders, the arms, the traps, the chest, the back, things that will keep your body tight. This is what Kyokushin is about. This is why rest in peace, Sosai Mesoyama, he used to encourage us to lift weights. You know what I'm saying? Well, we know that when you lift too much weights, you can't straighten your arm now because you were lifting too much. Okay, you can't straighten your arm. But for us, we can straighten our arm because we train stretching every day. You know what I'm saying? We always let those fists out. We train every day. We're
Yep.
not bulked up to where my arm does not bend. Oh, I can only do hook shots. Nah. You know, I can hit you
Exactly.
from far. I can tap. I can
Mhm.
pop, pop, pop. You know what I'm saying? I have the extend and flex. I don't have to rely on just hooks because my arm doesn't stretch. My arm does not go straight. You did too much workout with your muscles and didn't
Mhm.
stretch your nerves. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, now tú estás encogido. You're boxed in.
Yep.
You know, calisthenics is very important. It's not just muscle mass. You know what I'm saying
Mhm.
tightening the muscles that you already have and being able to flex them is what provides the power of being able to hit, you know what I'm saying, and resist the hit or whatever comes next, you know. And
Yep.
like I said earlier, knowing how to hit so that you don't end up breaking your own wrist. Or if you're one of those people that you're so strong that every time you punch, you break your wrist, then you need to learn how to use the other weapons that you have at your disposal. Stop hitting people
Right.
straight with the fist forward and start hitting them with the angle, meaning that you're hitting them with just the top knuckles. You rock hand.
Right.
You
Mhm.
rock hand Somuchi.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Stop going straight because you're breaking your own wrist. You
Right.
know, learn how to close the gap between you and the person and then rock them with that elbow.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Just let it be. I'm saying whatever power you have behind you, it's not going towards the wrist. You won't break your hand.
Right.
That's just gonna be some training advice for now. I'll go back to the basic method. Turning this camera back off because I am sweating bullets, man. This is
Well,
the this is the,
well,
this is the
uh,
beautiful little fan that I got here right now.
well, me, I'm the opposite. I'm cold like Mr. Freeze.
He said, "I'm Mister Freezing over here while you're over there Batmaning it." I'm like, "Yep,
I
I'm in the
know.
Batman cave right now, sweating bullets."
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Um, but I'm comfortable. You know, that's the difference between me and a lot of people. I don't. I might complain about the temperature to a certain extent, but you never hear me complaining about, "Oh my gosh, I'm sweating so much," and "Oh, it's this, oh, it's that." Man, I've been sweating my whole life, man. There's nothing you do but sweat when you're at the martial arts dojo. I've been
Exactly.
sweating since I was 5 years old. Every day, 100 punches, 100 kicks, 100 jumping jacks, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 this. Oh, you just raised up a level? Great. 200 this, 200 that, 500 this,
Mm-hmm.
500 that. Man, it got to the point, bro, that I used to get to the dojo and we're throwing 500 punches. We're throwing 500 kicks. The conditioning was real. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
This is why I was laughing. I was laughing the other day. I saw a meme that I had a Taekwondo person and a karate person. And the Taekwondo person said, "Oh, my system's better than yours." And the karate person laughed and
Oh
said,
wow.
I beg to differ. My system's better than yours. And he's like, "Oh, well, in Taekwondo, we're as light as a leaf." I said, "In karate, we kick like a tree." I was
Mm-hmm.
like, ouch. That's it. That battle's done. I don't want to hear no more bars after that. He said,
Pretty much.
"We kick as light as a leaf." I said, "Man, they train us to kick like trees. So I don't know what you're talking about."
I know, right?
Yo, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
He said, "We're trained to be as light as a leaf." I said, "All right. We're trained to kick like a tree. So it don't matter how much light as a leaf you are. Once I kick you in those legs, you're done."
Yep.
Conditioning is very important, man. The conditioning of your shins, your ankles, your knee. Like I had the headboard fall the other day from the bed because we were moving the bed, obviously, and it hit me in my ankle. And my wife was like, "Oh my gosh, are you okay?" I'm like, "It hurts, but I'm okay. I mean, it's gonna swell, whatever. Whoop de doo." She's like, "Wow, you
Right.
really are something else." I'm like, I don't just bow down to pain like that. I'm really not like that. And I don't know, it's probably been a week and I still feel a little bit of swelling in my ankle,
Right.
but it doesn't hurt me like that. It doesn't bother me, you
Right.
know. But my mind is martial enough to understand that if I do go into a fight, I'm not going to stand with my left foot forward knowing that my left ankle was injured not too long ago by a piece of metal. I'm saying I'm going to stand in a stance where I'm either neutral half and half or I'm going to put
Mm-hmm.
my right foot forward and let the person think that I'm left-handed when I'm just waiting for them to get closer so I can hit them with the bread and butter. Yeah.
Right.
Hit them with that nice side kick into the ribs. Ah.
Yep.
I don't encourage violence, people. I am Christian. As you can tell, I don't even be cursing. As you can tell, no, I don't encourage violence, but I do encourage safety. And if that means you knowing how to break someone else's wrist when they're trying to throw a punch at you, if that means you blocking in a certain way that the other person's elbow pops out of their elbow, that's on them for attacking you. Your job is to go home safe to your family, right? So do what you got to do and stay safe. Period.
Yep.
This is why I encourage the practicing and training. There's a difference between practice and training. I've said this once and I've said it 100 times. The difference is this. When you practice, it means that you yourself as an individual are practicing. It could be in your mind. You could be doing it physically while you're at home. But you as yourself as an individual, you're practicing for yourself. You're practicing for your martial eye. Now, when you're training under the tutelage, inspection, and seniority of a higher teacher. So that if you do
Yes.
something wrong, you're punching here when it's supposed to be up here, that person can tell you, look, it's not down there, it's up here. Oh,
Right.
no, it's not up there, it's here. You know what I'm saying? That's important. I hate bumping into people telling me that they're red belts in karate, self-taught. I don't want to hear that.
Mm-mm.
You cannot be a fifth dan black belt, with an honorary red belt if you haven't even spent 10 hours at a dojo. Like, I don't
Pretty
want to hear
much.
that. You're disrespecting all my elders that spent their whole life doing this. I might get a certain way, like I did with the judge, to try to pull up to my dojo talking about that he was going to beat my master's butt. Boy, got the wrong one. And I remember I was a green belt. I was a green belt at that time.
And you defeated him.
I kicked his man.
If a green belt went up and defeated a grown man, and he didn't even get to the master, that means that your master was the greatest.
Us.
Us.
Rest in peace. My Soke sensei, William Oliver, who was the president of the New York-based Seido Juko school that was on 100th Street and Broadway. It was opened in 85, and I was a member there since 87.
Right.
That's just how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how it goes. And the judge, the guy that was the judge, I don't remember his name, but I remember that he said that he was a black belt himself. So either he was a black belt that was rusty, or he was just claiming to be black belt. I'm nowhere near black belt. At green belt, you're 2 ranks short from brown belt when you're at green belt. So that means I was a whole 4 or 5 ranks away from black belt still.
Right.
This guy came into my dojo. Yo, when I say this, all my hairs go up. This man stepped into my dojo talking about no Ushian, no Usenpai, with his shoes on, and I went berserk on this man. I was not having it. I flew out to his encounter like, yo, my man, did you just say that you want to challenge my master? You got to see me first, and I'm a green belt. Senpai William who was a senior brown belt at that time. He was one of my teachers as well. When I was like white belt, blue belt, yellow belt, he was one of my teachers. God bless him. He was like, Pete, it's not your job to respond. Like, we're here for that. There's other black belts, there's brown belts, you know what I'm saying? There's advanced green belts. I said, I don't care about anyone else that's here. I'm fighting for the honor of my teacher. Like, forget about it. All my teacher did was look at me like this. Right. He didn't say a word. He didn't say yes, no, maybe so, go sit down. He didn't say nothing. He just stayed like this and pulled up a chair and sat down. He said, yo, open up the circle. Open up the circle. Judge went. Judge went to the locker room. Give me 2 seconds. I got to blow my nose. Judge went to the locker room, changed into his gi, came back out, jumping around like how Taekwondo people do. And I'm like, oh, he's a Taekwondo head. Okay, I got you. I know exactly where I'm going to kick him at. I'm going to kick him right in his thigh. In Kyokushin and Seido, we train unconditionally to condition our legs and thighs. Because if we get kicked, we stand there like a tree. We don't run from pain. Yep. When he's doing this jumpy stuff, I said, oh, forget about it. He's done. I know exactly what I'm going to do. That's exactly what I did. I started kicking him in his legs. And then when he thought I was going to kick him in his leg, I brought my chamber of my leg higher and kicked him right in his chest. Bam! And he flew. My teacher called it. Yummy! I say he called it right there. Stop. He said, it was only up to 3 points. You're at 4. Good enough. It was only up to 3 points. I got 4. He's like, good enough. And, that man got up, bowed to me, and said, you know how to fight, kid. I said, don't you ever challenge my master again. If I did this to you and I only know half of what he knows, he would have obliterated you in this floor. He would have wiped the floor with you.
Yep.
So,
yep.
I don't know if that judge is still alive. If he is, hopefully one of these days he tunes into the show and remembers my face and decides to contact me on some warrior's instinct. You know what I'm saying? With no animosity. Remembering that kid that kicked his butt at the dojo. I hope he learned his lesson. You don't come to no dojo talking about you're gonna challenge the master and you're not respect the members of the school. You don't burst through no dojo without saying Ushian, Usenpai. You don't do that. You don't ever do that. Be honorable enough to do that. Be honorable enough to do that and respect the members. And maybe we might grant you courtship to the master so that the master can wipe your butt on the floor. Maybe. That's a tough maybe. Because we had advanced brown belts that had the same heart that I had, and they knew much more than me at that time. Because that's like 3 ranks over me.
Yep.
So I could imagine what they would have did to that. I could imagine what the brown belts would have did to that judge. I don't want to imagine now because that just seems violent.
I know, right?
It seems violent. Like, you don't go to nobody's dojo disrespecting nobody's master, bro. Because you don't know which one of those students is a star-studded student who honors his master 100%. And they're going to whoop you till next week. And you're going to feel it till next month.
Yep.
For real. We don't do that. Be honorable. You come to the door. Salute everyone. Ushian, Usenpai. My name is this and this. I'm from this school. I've come honorably to extend a challenge, and if it's multiple challenges, then so be it. But I want to challenge this dojo's master, and there might be some protocols. Then we might say, all right, you're good to go. You could do it. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe you have to go through a crucible. Maybe you have to fight certain people from certain belt lineages, and then you get to see the master. But either way, bro,
Mhm.
always honor those that are at the dojo that have been dedicating that time there, and always honor their master, because you're not just gonna turn around and disrespect someone that's been taking time out of their life to teach these people how to do martial arts, because that's like a second father to anyone.
Yep. Hmm.
Shout out to Hanchi Rocky from the Goju Ryu dojo that I've been, hanging around with now. She's been in Goju Ryu since she was 9 years old, and her teacher was like her dad because she lost her dad at a young age. Right, so all she knows is Goju
Right.
Ryu. All she knows is the dojo. So even now, at her age, at the age that she is, she still practices and trains.
Mm.
And
Yo, you know what would be good? Ask her one day if I could interview her. You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah, I will do
If
that.
she would be down for that.
Yeah, that would be interesting to do. I just need to, yeah, I'll hit her up on WhatsApp, and most likely we can set something up for next week.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we're back like we never left. Not like if I left anyway. Um,
Yep.
but yeah, man.
Pretty much.
Dojo stories, man. I got years of them. Um,
Yep.
here's a topic that we never spoke about. What was my worst day at the dojo? Well, listen here. My worst day at the dojo had to do with
Wow.
um what we call utemi. Utemi is a form of
Hmm.
landing, dropping, knowing how to fall. and one of the variations of Atemi, we're rolling out. We're doing front rolls. So we're literally lunging our bodies forward and doing a roll.
Right.
We call those suicide rolls. We did suicide rolls for a whole hour. That was the worst day of my life. I really thought I was gonna delete that day. I thought I was a goner because you're tired already from the rolling out, but you're still rolling out. If you land wrong, you're landing in the hospital. So I thought I was gonna land in the hospital, man, because I was already tired, and I'm over here seeing that I'm falling a little weird, and I'm starting to hurt myself. But then that's what the training is for, so that you condition your body to you land wrong, you can resist it and you can take it. So that's basically the extent of that. But man, that was one of the between that and my black belt exam, they were the worst days at the dojo, I swear to God. That's just
Yeah.
Good night, sweetie. Have a good night at work. Bye, Ezekiel. See you later. Say adios to the YouTube world.
Adios. Go, mommy.
Adios.
Okay.
She's on her way out to go nurse people to health. So that's Nurse Prego right there doing her duties.
Yep.
Yeah, when I went mute a few minutes ago, I was mute because she walks into the living room, bro, and she just starts talking like if everything's normal. I'm like, I'm on a radio show. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, that's right. It's every Wednesday. Oh yeah, that's right. Like if you forgot, cut that out. Like you really want to be on YouTube talking random stuff? Calm down.
I got something to show. So
hit me.
Let's see. So I'm just gonna hit with the fair use banner. Fair use. Okay. Yeah.
I'm here. I'm just gonna be on mute for a few minutes.
Got you. Fair use. This is San Pedro de Macorís, right there.
Fair use. Fair use.
Fair use. Ooh, okay. Yeah, she got talent right there. All right. Whoa, okay. Yeah.
I don't know what you're seeing, brother. You it's like you're looking at a ghost. I don't know what you're looking at.
Oh crap. I actually thought that was online.
You're like, oh man, she got skill. I'm like, who?
Oh yeah. I have to go and do that again. So share screen. Okay. Look like I'll have to play this again. Watch again. Okay. Fair use. Oh, okay. You know she missed. Yeah.
So I'm gonna look
Wait a
that
minute.
up
It still
later so
didn't
I can
show?
see.
Or it did? Okay.
I'm gonna look that up later so I can see exactly what happened
Yeah.
because all I was seeing was someone standing in front of a hitting material, and then that person left, and then I'm like, wait, what am I looking at? What
Yeah.
exactly did I just see?
Yeah.
Twin
Yeah.
Taekwondo is a copy.
I'll
I'll
tag
find
you
it.
on it right now.
There you go. So everyone that's on YouTube right now, that is my Facebook page, PK Darkness. You can contact me for whatever it is that I'm saying, if you liked it or not. I have no problem talking. I have no problem explaining, and I have no problem letting people know how I feel about certain things. And if you feel like there's something wrong with what I said, please approach me. I have no problem with that because I love to learn.
Yeah.
So that's always a disclaimer that I like to say when I'm on my brother's channel. Anything I
Right.
say does not reflect on him or his
Right.
channel. My opinions are my own. If you have any kind of conflict with my opinion, please feel free to contact me. If you show me the error of my ways, I have no problem apologizing if I must. I'm a man of honor, a man of discipline. I'm not just gonna turn around and
Right.
give you the boot for no reason. So you already see it's PK Darkness on
Right.
YouTube. I am Kings and Priests, Revelations 5:10. Come see me. There will be shows where I
Yep.
won't be saying
Oh
that.
yeah. Rest. Yep. Rest in peace to El Maestro Franklin Scroggins.
Rest in peace. Us.
So Yep. Us.
Right. Here we go with those things that are not coincidental with karate and modern life.
Yep.
When you say Ray in at the dojo, we all know that Rey comes from
Yep.
ray of light, meaning king. You know what I'm saying? Rayo de luz, right?
Right.
A king, a rey.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny that in martial arts, Rey means to bow and show respect, and to show honor. So that's
Yep.
just how uncoincidental is that? Rey, and it means to show honor. That's wow. Bow, show honor. That's very interesting. It's one of those. It's one of
Yep.
those. Yeah, my cousin, he was in Taekwondo in San Pedro. He could
Yep.
tell you more of his experience there at El Do de Julio, how he felt with them and whatnot. But like I was saying before, I grew up my whole life thinking that Taekwondo and karate were two different entities, and it turns out to be one and the same. They really turned out to
Yep.
be one and the same, just like
I mean.
Hapkido.
Mm-hmm.
It's one and the same. It's just things were mixed to make it stronger, and that's basically what martial arts should
Yeah.
be: an ever adapting art to make sure that the members of the family are protected. Period. look at this calendar. I am thinking not Saturday 26, but Sunday 27. I think I'm gonna go live for the first time on
All right.
on the
On your
Kings
channel?
channel. I'm
Yep.
gonna go live for the first time, and I'm gonna exhort, exhortar y predicar, exhort and speak about the word. Not so much centered on Revelations 5:10, but centered on forgiveness and centered on learning what it is to be righteous, learning what righteousness is actually about, and how it betters your life. One must always know you become the master of what you practice. It's really simple. You become the master of what you practice.
Mm-hmm.
So if you practice foul language, you're going to become a master of it. You're going to be saying it all the time. You know what I'm saying? If you practice thievery, you're going to become a master at it. So you become a master of what you practice. If you learn to practice righteousness, it doesn't have to be to its fullest extent. There's levels to everything. Practicing it will bring you to a point where now you're executing it. It's no longer a practice. It's your nature. It's your nature to be righteous. And that's what I'm going to be talking about. On that Sunday. That Sunday's message is going to be on practicing righteousness and becoming a better person, not just for oneself, but to be that vessel that God wants to use and bring others. You know what I'm saying? Be that vessel that God wants to use to heal others. Be that vessel that God wants you to use to help others. Because who has higher authority? The person at the table sitting being served, or the person at the table serving the person? Spiritually, the servant will always have higher authority than the person that's being served. So learn to serve and be kind to each other, and you will be blessed by God. I saw a video today that this kid with crayon drew a car on a person's car.
Wow.
Pardon me, dry throat. The car is a very expensive car. The man saw the kid, caught up to him, grabbed him, and said, "Hey, come here. Did you draw that car there?" And he said, "Yeah." He said, "You know what? That drawing looks very good. Would you like to have a sports car?" And he goes, "Yeah, maybe one day I'll have a sports car." And he goes, "Maybe one day you will." And he sat him down. And while he sat him down, he called for someone to go get a sports car from the mall across the street. And the guy came running back and said, "Hey, don't feel bad about the drawing that you did here." And he gave him that sports car. The kid started crying, laughing while crying, jumping, hugging. Wow. He just blessed that kid with something that he was never expecting to ever have. He thought that he was going to get punished for what he did. The man didn't punish him at all. The man understood. You come from poverty. You wish in your dreams that you had a car like this. You wish in your dreams that you had a car like you just drew. Guess what? Let's make your dreams come true today. Let's not send you home to your parents to get, to get whipped. You know what I'm saying? Or disciplined, being told that you shouldn't do what you did.
I know.
Let it be a different lesson. Same test, different lesson.
Pretty much.
Yeah, man. I learn new things every day, man. I'm 43 years old, and I'm seeing how God's grace is so different with everyone. Like, God really does have, if you really read the Bible, for those that have read and for those that want to, you will notice that God had an individual relationship with each and every one of these prophets, and he dealt with them differently. Going to tell you that God has more than one way of dealing with people.
Yep.
Why hasn't he? Some people may say. What makes you think he hasn't? What makes you think that all the blessings that you have, you got by yourself? What makes you think that the fact that you can breathe because you can breathe for your own? That's the first gift God gave us, our breath, to breathe. That's the first gift, meaning because you have the gift, you have a present, meaning you're alive in present time because you have the gift of breathing. The moment you stop breathing, now you've become the past. So you can only see the future if you have the gift of the present, meaning that breath of air. Yo, it's as deep as it goes. Yeah, man. I can't wait. I can't wait for that Sunday. The message is going to be amazing.
Amen.
I know I haven't dropped the newsletter for Kings and Priests in the past week or maybe two, but I've been dealing with some family things, and I'm not going to say that my family comes first because God comes first. But God has commissioned me to take care of this family, and there's certain things I need to do that might take my time more than what I wanted to be able to fulfill what it was for me to do. Like 2 weeks ago, I did a 10-page newsletter. I'm thrilled about that newsletter. That newsletter is fire. Each part of it was a revelation. It was beautiful. Last week's newsletter that I didn't get to drop was about what I just said a few minutes ago about God is giving you the same test, but the lesson is different. It's the same test, but it's a different lesson. That's what that message is going to be about. But the Sunday that's coming up, not this one, but the Sunday coming up, I will be preaching about forgiveness. Like I said, forgiveness, having mercy and understanding God's life energy as with us when we learn to practice righteousness. So that's it for me for tonight. I'm gonna bow out, and I'll make sure all these kids are in bed and all that good stuff.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna take an early rest. I know I have energy because I didn't go to the dojo, but once you start reaching a certain age, your mind is tired. So it's just like, oh, I'm tired.
Gotcha.
So everyone have a blessed night. And you already know my motto: stay woke, stay safe, stay vigilant, keep practicing, never stop training. Us. Blessings, my brother.
Blessings. Well, I'm gonna actually cut it off too. Stay woke, stay blessed. Tune in for Historias Urbanas on Friday, and tune in for next week. We might have a special guest. It might just be us. This is all improv, nothing scripted. So, us. Oh yeah, shout out to Maniai, Sean Cut Kelvin, and my Ethiopian brother Tidro. So much blessings for all those that showed up on Instagram tonight. So, peace.